I went to school to be a teacher, and when I graduated, I found out I was pregnant with twins, okay? So I'm like, the Lord, what are you doing to me? Like, I just finished school.
Hey there, it's Hannah Williams from Salary Transparency, and welcome to our new show, The Break Room. Today, we're filming in Washington, D.C. at the Capital One Cafe in Chinatown, and with Mother's Day on the horizon, we wanted to bring together a special panel of both working and stay-at-home moms. We wanted to give moms a platform to talk about things like how did their careers change after becoming moms? How have or haven't their employers and colleagues supported them in the workplace? And how can we do a better job supporting them? Let's find out.
Hi, my name is Sarah. I am a customer service specialist.
Hi, my name is Shawnetta. I am a senior program analyst.
Hey, I'm Crystal, and I'm a stay-at-home mom.
I have been a working mom for about 10 to 12 years.
I have been a working mom for 16 years.
Before I became a stay-at-home mom, I was a director of business development for about 7 years in the tech and energy space.
I have a daughter and she is 15.
I have 4 kids. I have a 16-year-old, I have 12-year-old twins, and an 8-year-old.
I have 2 daughters who are 6 and 2. They will be 7 and 3 in May. Girl,
Okay.
do it. Sorry.
Define a stay-at-home mom.
A secretary, the mail person, the cleaning lady, the tutor. The tutor! Sorry. And then you want me to sleep for 8 hours.
That's never gonna
Yeah,
happen.
no.
Sleep for 8 hours? I
2
haven't
hours.
slept for 5 hours straight in like 7 years.
Yeah.
Since my first was born.
I have friends that are stay-at-home moms and I'm like, how do you do it?
I have a friend who's a stay-at-home mom by choice, and
Yeah.
she loves it. And I'm just like,
How?
teach me your way, sensei. Because,
I'll never.
How do you do that? Like,
yeah, I'm not,
count my ways, please.
right. Stay-at-home moms are everything, period.
Have you always been a working or a stay-at-home mom? When my daughter actually was first born, I was in high school. I was a senior in high school. I had her in August, so I had already graduated. At that point, I was like, you know what? I just want to be there for my kid. I want to see all the lives first for the first 6 months. So I did that. It was honestly a real gift to have, because I got to see her crawl for the first time, walk for the first time. I wouldn't trade it for anything. So after that, after the 6 months, I went to school. I went to a community college, and thankfully all my professors were really welcoming and just so attentive to my needs. So mine's a little different in that way. It wasn't so much working, it was more going back to school and having that acceptance at school. And having that was just nice.
So it's been half and half for me, quite honestly. I've been through, while pregnant with my first, looking for a job while pregnant, working while pregnant, being laid off pregnant, having her because there was just not enough time to try and find another job. So I had my eldest, and I was home for like a year, maybe? Yeah, I was home for a year. And then I worked for a little bit, and after I had my youngest, I had just started a new job. And I remember my manager at the time, he was kind of like, are you sure you're gonna come back? And I'm like, I can't afford to not come back. So you'll see me next week. And so she was born on the 12th. I took 5 days, came back the following week, and it was like learning a new industry with a literal newborn in my lap.
Yeah.
And then I got laid off. That was in 2022. So it's been a lot of the back and forth.
It's been everything.
Yeah.
Stressful.
Oh, it's so shitty. Oh, it's so shitty. Yeah. It's hard.
So I've pretty much been working since I was 14. So I never stopped working. In my family, I'm the first college graduate of my grandmother. Thank you. I had my son my sophomore year, the end of my sophomore year of college. So when I first had him, I worked at the daycare that I took him to, because who can afford daycare? So I worked there. until I was able to get, on my feet and actually finish school. So I finished school online. But I remember I went to school to be a teacher. And when I graduated, literally a couple weeks later, I found out I was pregnant with twins, okay? So I'm like, the Lord, what are you doing to me? Like, I just finished school.
Right.
So I didn't know, like, do I tell the principal? But I had a conversation with her before the school year started. And she sat me in her office, she said, you need to learn this now. This school, she said the name, will always come before your family.
Huh?
And I said, I think maybe for you.
Yeah,
I said,
I don't know about all
I'm
that.
a teacher. I was like, we have planning time. It's not like the kids are going to be there when I'm gone.
Right.
That's kind of my intro into motherhood and the workforce. And so even now to this day, my kids are a lot older. If I have to take off or leave like unexpectedly, I still feel that kind of discomfort because I'm like, I'm not lying. I want you to know like my kid is sick but I feel like it shouldn't be that way.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely. Are there any misconceptions about being a working or stay-at-home mom that you'd like to clear up? Yes, being a stay-at-home mom, because that is my reality right now, doesn't mean that I'm sitting on my ass. I am doing a lot and trying to keep it together.
I was actually thinking the same thing. I used to have this debate with one of my friends, but I think that's another misconception for working moms as well, that either we don't have time for our families because we're working, or we are overworked, which really is a misconception, but because we do have to do double time.
Definitely overworked.
I feel like being a mom is already a full-time job.
Yeah.
So working outside of the home,
Yeah.
you just got 2 full-time
Yeah,
jobs.
just like those articles that say if they were to price it out and pay like a stay-at-home mom, it's like $192,000. And you're like, you don't say.
Yeah.
I wish,
Right.
I wish.
Exactly.
Misconceptions. We're not robots.
Yeah.
We're not robots. We make mistakes as parents and we learn from them.
How did your professional life change when you became a mom? I'm laughing because I literally been working since 14. So I would say the purpose of why I work changed because I was a child. Like, if I look at my life, I was an adult for 1 year without a child. So literally I went from a child to a mom, literally no in between.
Ditto.
I just think prior to having him, I'm gonna be real. When I had my son, I just really wanted to be better than what I had.
Absolutely. 1000%.
So, why would I be the first one to cry? Okay, hold on.
I thought I was going to.
I know, I saw your eyes watering. I was like, let her break the ice. No. But, so that's what changed because he was my buddy. Like, he went everywhere with me. So my purpose for work changed when I saw him. So, I'm done because y'all make me cry. That's your question now.
So mine was more, high school. So I was a senior in high school. It was about a month after I turned 18. I was like, okay, I'm going to, it goes with the saying, if you are not a mom, you do not understand. If you are not in this position, you don't understand. I gave up my first 6 months of going to college for her. I literally will say to her, I was like, I flipped on a switch. I was like, stop giving a shit what people would say to me. I was at a mall one day. This is very vivid to me. Literally, someone in the elevator said to me, you shouldn't have this kid. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Oh, the audacity.
I was like,
I fight. I'm sorry.
I'm the kindest person.
What?
I deal with that all the time with being a service dog handler. People will not be the kindest to you because either you have a kid, you had a kid young, and you should be ashamed of that. There's nothing to be ashamed of. We sacrifice everything for them.
Yeah.
No one ever thinks twice about that. So to the
Still do.
to the person that literally said, you should be ashamed to be a young mom. I'm sorry, I took that responsibility as a parent,
Yeah.
as a young teen mom
Yeah.
that was seeing all their friends go off to college, party it up, whatever. I was raising a kid.
My professional life got harder, honestly. It's already an uphill climb being Black, being a woman, being in sales, especially in the tech space, energy, anywhere. So then, I was working at one particular organization, and I had, higher ups that were misogynistic, sexist, and all the things. And if I'm trying to make a report and being told by HR like, oh, that's just how he is. I'm sorry, what? And again, I fight. What?
You shouldn't sugarcoat it.
Yeah, and that's what comes with it. It's like, I can't believe you're a mother because you're so aggressive, you're so abrasive. And I'm aggressive and abrasive because if I don't, y'all will walk all over me and try and have me do things that are outside of my pay grade, my job description, and then when I'm getting in trouble, who's the first one to go? And so
Always the one with the kid.
yeah, always. If my kid happens to be sick and I had to, go get her, it was like a thing.
Yep.
You have to fill out this and this and that, and you're going to be on a PIP and you need to sign this. I'm not signing shit.
Don't forget
What?
to clock out.
Don't forget to clock out. I am salary, bro. What do you mean?
Yeah.
I signed an at-will contract. What do you mean? Oh, sorry. This question caught me a little hot.
I think that's like the hottest.
Yeah.
That is like the hottest question that you can possibly ask a mom because you're going to get.
Yeah, you're gonna get all of it.
Yeah. Okay, so what are some of the biggest challenges that a working and stay-at-home mom faces? Time off.
Yeah,
Time
what's
off.
that?
Time to yourself.
Exactly.
Time.
There you go.
It's literally time because no matter
There's
how,
not enough of it.
say your kid is having like a crazy moment and a teenage moment and you're like, oh crap, I just need to get out of the house. Like,
Yeah.
give me my break. And they're like, no, mom.
Yeah.
No, I'm
You
not
gotta
going
be
to
in
do
the trenches
this.
with me. Like, why?
Yeah, let's go pray to God and like hope and pray that you will be
Yeah.
okay because I'm not okay.
Right.
Some of the problems with being a stay-at-home mom with a infant was you had no one to talk to.
Nobody.
You had no one to talk to. So your best friend was literally your
A
infant
baby.
that couldn't talk back to you. And then, oh gosh, time management for just getting everything down and making sure you got everyone fed. Every grocery was bought.
Yeah.
The dogs were also fed. The cats were fed because I grew up with 2 cats, 2 dogs, and maybe a hamster at that point. So it was that for me.
One of the biggest challenges is just the lack of empathy within the workforce. There's always, like every job I've had since becoming a mother, there's always someone who gives unsolicited advice about, oh, we'll just take them to the child care, not knowing how much child care is, or take them to their grandparents' house, not knowing the familial situation.
Yeah.
Just, giving the unsolicited advice of how to make your life easy, but not really making your life easy.
Yeah.
It's like, put it on my head. What am I going to do with this? Nothing.
It's because it's their point of view. And
Exactly.
Not them seeing it from your perspective.
Correct. But also, the biggest challenge for a stay-at-home, in my opinion, the biggest challenge for a stay-at-home mom is remembering who we are. I went through PPD twice.
Yeah.
And it was like, yes, I'm home with a new baby and I should be bonding. But right now, I look at this beautiful baby and I burst into tears. Like, what is happening? How do I regulate this? Again, no handbook. Who can I call? It was like, I can call my sister. at one point I was calling my mom, but that didn't really work out. So it was, trying to figure out where was my outlet. The village that they talk about, where's it at? Where's it at? And yeah, just not remembering the things that like brought you joy and kind of doing everything for everyone all the time and losing yourself in the process and clawing your way back. That's the biggest challenge for me.
So I would say the biggest challenge, at least for me, of course, is time. Because again, I have 4.
Yeah.
A box of fruit snacks is $10 now. I
It
know.
is.
Yeah.
Like Costco, what?
Exactly.
Sorry.
So I have to work so much. I literally do my 9 to 5. I braid hair. I'm an author. I'm a children's book author. I do book events. Wonderful. I do school events. I'm working all the time. Yes, I'm getting the money in to take care of them, but that's not everything. Time. I need to see you. I need to place hands on you. I need to do things with you.
Yeah.
I don't have the time to do that. If I could work one job that paid me enough, I wouldn't have to. I could have time for my kids.
Yeah.
And that goes into the mental health portion, because for me, I'm so used to cranking it out and cranking it out and cranking it out. I've let myself die down. I've let myself burn out.
Yeah.
And I remember my therapist was like, well, what do you like to do for you? Every answer I gave had something to do with my kids, my husband, my father, my stepmom, my brothers, but never
Everyone but
for
you.
me.
Yeah.
No.
So I think that's my biggest challenge. It starts to wear on your mental health.
Absolutely.
When you don't have
It does.
time for yourself. Thoughts on U.S. maternity leave policy or lack thereof?
Go ahead, girl.
So, right, okay. So I definitely think it needs to be longer. I know we get FMLA and all of that, but that's not paying my bills. Like, I need leave where I'm getting paid.
A lot of the time, depending on where you work, you have to have been there for a set amount of time to even qualify.
It's a year.
Sometimes it's a year, sometimes it's at minimum 2 months, depending on just taking anything out. So when I was pregnant with my youngest, majority of my pregnancy, I was looking for a job. I had interviewed and all that. They didn't know I was pregnant. And when I spoke to HR, I didn't even tell my manager first. I spoke to HR because I just didn't know what the recourse was, like what I was supposed to do. And they were like, you haven't been here long enough to even apply for FMLA. And I said, I know you lying. So I spoke to one of the executive assistants, and she was so helpful, and she was just like, this is what you should do. And so after that day, I told my manager that I was pregnant and when I was expected to be out. And I literally texted him the morning I was in labor. I was like, hey, I'm gonna be out for the next week. And then I came back the following week.
Like, I want to be here.
Yeah, they were just like, oh, she's so cute. And I'm just like, I haven't seen the inside of my eyelids in a week, literally. But yeah. U.S. maternity leave is a joke.
I feel like the government needs to do something that is separate from FMLA.
Absolutely.
Something that is literally
Federal Standardized.
mandate for moms.
Yeah.
If you want to be a mom,
For parents.
go be a mom.
Yeah.
Yes, there needs to be a parental leave act. Have the moms be fully protected. Not only that, but paid too. Paid. It's
Cut you off.
Oh,
Absolutely. They'll be like, yeah, come back when you're ready.
either 75.
Paid.
Yes, 75% of your actual wage, or if the employer actually wants to do 100%,
I mean,
go for it. But I mean, I'll take 75% over
zero.
zero.
Yeah.
It's something. It's something.
Would you trade being a mom for anything?
No, I literally have sacrificed anything. I would not change anything. I've learned so much.
Yeah.
The politically correct answer.
No,
Girl.
girl.
For real. I'm not going to lie. There are days,
Oh yeah, it's ghetto. For sure.
I remember working and my coworker like, man, I can't wait to go home and take a nap. And I'm like, a what? Like, what is that? A nap?
What's a nap?
Or sometimes I look at my paycheck and be like, wow, if I didn't have all these kids, this whole school bus full of kids I got. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't trade it though. And just knowing that I'm doing a good job and they're taken care of and they're fed and they're good people. My kids are good people.
That's
That's
the reward.
the most rewarding part.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't trade it. It's frustrating at times, tiring at times, hard at times, lonely at times, but it's worth it.
Yeah, it's like you gotta be a glutton for punishment to be a parent. Would I trade it? No. Would I have done things a little differently? Yes.
Yeah.
But would I trade it for anything? Nah. Those kids, man.
They're everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're your heart, your soul. They're
Everything.
literally
The
half
breath
of
It's
you.
the most terrifying but rewarding thing you could ever do,
But you know what though?
in my opinion.
It
or I
never
could ever
stops.
do. It don't.
It
Once
never
they
stops,
come
no.
out,
It
you
never
are
stops.
a parent.
Growing up, I always thought like 18, boom, you grown. Your parents think you grown.
I guess that could be a misconception, right?
Yeah.
Like for me, it was I became a parent and it humanized my own. And you know, seeing them as people, not just parents,
Right.
but people, really mattered.
Think about all that they've done and all they
Yeah,
sacrificed.
correct.
Wow.
And so
Yeah.
then it was just like, okay, I understand the reasoning behind it.
Yeah.
So yeah, would I trade it though? No. No need to.
Best thing anyone can give you is literally being a mom.
It's worth the pain.
100%.
I don't know about that.
It was worth the pain for me. I had spinals, so I never felt a contraction in my life.
Thanks for watching The Break Room.
Bye.
On Mother's Day, we're often giving presents like cards, chocolate, or flowers, but we're not listening. So call your mom. Ask her these questions. I guarantee it'll lead to a really great conversation. And if you like this episode, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.